Hello my darlings, welcome back to my channel. This week we are going to be doing a journal with me, looking at how we can manage our stress and help to relieve ourselves of some of our stress, and how we can use journaling to do exactly that, and how we can use these prompts to just help us to reduce the amount of stress that we have in our lives. Now, if you tuned in to last week's video, you will have heard the fantastic news that the True Self Society is open for enrollment currently. And if you are watching this video before the 18th of June, then you're in luck because it's still open. Now, what is the True Self Society? So it is my community membership designed for the true you. It is a community space where you are going to find like-minded women. You're going to find your girl gang, your crew. You are going to find women who are there, who are going to support you and empower you on your journey, whatever that journey may be. Now, there's an abundance of information on my website, and I will leave the link in the description for you so that you can check it out and you can join us if you want to. But the True Self Society is a monthly membership where we are going to have monthly community coaching calls. We're going to have bi-monthly community journaling calls. There's going to be an abundance of resources within this community membership. So you're going to have mini workshops, you're going to have masterclasses, workbooks, guided meditations, my brain went blank there, guided meditations, visualizations, journaling prompts, creative exercises, bonus materials thrown in throughout the whole year. There's going to be so much goodness in there, and each month we have a different theme. So the theme for the first month is welcome and worthiness. So welcome, because we're welcoming you into the community, and worthiness, we're going to be looking at how we can improve your levels of self-worth and worthiness and what it's all about, and help you to become so worthy, because you are so worthy and you deserve so much goodness in your life. So as I said, I will pop the link in the description box because there's so much information on the website for you to check out. And as I already said as well, if it's before the 18th of June, then you can join us. Otherwise, the doors will be closed until winter later this year. So don't miss out. And so if you are new around here, and if you have never done a journal with me before, then let me just kind of give you an overview of what it's all about. So essentially, we're going to have some prompts. We're going to have about 4 prompts, I think, today, all around the theme of reducing stress and alleviating stress from your life. And I will share those prompts, and then we will journal together, usually for about 3 to 4 minutes. We'll have some music, and what's amazing about the fact this is a YouTube video is if you want longer to spend on each prompt, you can simply hit pause on the video and you can spend longer, or you can just come back to the video another time. Depends on how much time you've got. And we're going to journal along, you're going to journal along with me, we're going to journal together, and then we come back and we have a little bit of a chat about how it all was. And the only rule that you need to remember, you can journal however you like, whether that's doodling, drawing, free writing, like brain dumps, lists, however suits you, do it. The only rule that I stipulate in these videos is that you are open and honest on the page in front of you, and that you answer the prompts truthfully and honestly, because that's where you're going to get the most power, and that's where these journal prompts are really going to help you, and they're going to give you the most impact, and they're going to help you to move forwards with whatever it is you need to move forwards with. So be open and honest on the page, get stuck in, go deep with the prompts, don't just skim the surface, and have fun, enjoy the process, you know, see what comes up. Allow yourself to just be here in the moment, be present for this video. So let's get into it, shall we? I've got my coffee here, my lovely mug that my friend bought me, I've got my journal, I've got the prompts just over here, my phone that I'm going to use as the timer. So, don't need that pen. I got a Lamy pen, which I'm going to use this week. I've been loving using this at the moment. I've been using it in the last few videos and just all the time at the moment. And I'm absolutely caning the ink, actually. I think I'm going to need to order some more. And I like using different colours. So this has got like a orangey kind of colour in it at the moment. I don't know if you'll be able to see, like this colour. Can you see that? Anyway, got a bit of a frog in my throat today, apologies. So, the first prompt is, what is worrying me at the moment and why? What is worrying me at the moment and why? And we'll go for 3.5 minutes on this one. I think for me, I've done a lot of work around managing my stress and my worries that I have in my life. So I've done a lot of work when it comes to that side of things. So I don't tend to have any kind of big worries. That's not to say they don't happen, but right now I don't really have any big worries. And so these were just like little things, like little niggly things, which once they've passed, they'll be gone and I'll forget about them. but nothing big. And I think I've just done a lot of work around like managing those big worries when I have them. So one of my go-to methods is journaling. So journaling about whatever that worry is and spending time with it and working out working out why it's a worry and how I can help myself to feel better. So doing this prompt really when I have big things. So, you know, this is really helpful when those big things are kind of hanging over my head or impacting on the way I'm feeling and impacting on my day-to-day life. I will journal about it and I'll figure out kind of steps to help me move forwards with how I'm feeling. So number 2 is, how can I bring more peace into my being at this time? How can I bring more peace into my being at this time? And we'll go again for 3.5 minutes. I noticed it had gotten really dark on the camera, so the blind, I just slightly tilted it, so I just went and opened it a bit more during there. But I mean, it's a very grey day outside today, very grey. For me, this came back to a lot of kind of just doing what I need So almost like that self-care, but not, you know, not just taking a bubble bath, all of the other things. So like less time on social media, more reading, more time. If you watched last week's video, I was talking about my hammock that I got, more time in my hammock when the sun comes out, more time in nature, more time journaling and checking in, and just actually doing those things that I know nourish me and bring me what I need. They bring me peace. They calm me down. They bring me to that kind of neutral level and give me what I need. So prioritizing those things is super important for me, especially when I'm feeling any sort of heightened kind of anxiety, stress, overwhelm, those sort of like emotions and feelings. When I'm feeling those, I need to remember the things that I know will help me to kind of get myself back down to that neutral level. So it might be worth figuring out what that is for you. Hopefully some of this stuff maybe come through for you in that journal prompt, and then using those as like your go-to when you know that you need to look after yourself, essentially. So number 3 is, this is kind of links in here nicely. What methods have you found successful to manage stress in the past? What methods have you found successful to manage stress in the past? And we'll go for 3 minutes on this one. So this one turned into a bit of a list for me. Top of the list, my like go-to stress management method is writing it all down and like planning, like a brain dump. So like putting what's going on in the middle and just literally writing everything related to it around the outside. I'm really processing it and going, right, okay, what do I need to do to relieve myself of this stress? And, you know, if there's things that maybe I can't deal with, how can I reduce the amount of stress that I'm experiencing as a result? But also things like, as I said before, you know, getting out in nature, hiding my phone, because I find that I use social media as a distraction, but then it makes me feel worse. Unless I'm watching funny animal videos. That's probably the only time that I would use it, is like something that I know is going to pick me right up. So something that I know I will only watch funny animal videos. That's it. I won't allow myself to watch anything else that might trigger me or make me feel even more stressed. Talking through it with my partner, that's a big one. So maybe we would go for a walk and talk it through. But also complete distraction techniques, baking, doing something that I'm going to get engrossed into, creativity, painting, exercising. I do CrossFit, so going to a CrossFit class, I'm not going to be able to think about the stress because I'm so focused on doing the CrossFit class. So complete distraction, getting myself engrossed in something else. I know that doesn't necessarily make the stress go away, but it's definitely a method that I will use if maybe it's something that I'm stressed about unnecessarily. So sometimes we get stressed about things that we don't really need to be stressed about. And actually I find that those things can help me to put that perspective on it. And then when I come back from whatever it is, the distraction technique, I'm like, oh, okay, now it's not as doesn't feel as stressful as it did before, because I've almost had that time to come away from the situation and realise, you know, a lot of the time when we get caught up in something, it feels really extreme, it feels really big, but actually when we take that step away and that step out, it's not as big and extreme and scary and stressful as we often think. So yeah, I think those are the main ones. Just, you know, doing what I need to do. So sometimes maybe zoning out, watching a series that I love and enjoy, that's going to make me happy and smile, or just zone out too, just because I enjoy it. But also managing my time, I wrote at the end here, managing my time to deal with whatever it is that's stressing me out. So this could be something like a project that I'm working on for my work, might be causing me stress. So I will look at my calendar and I go, right, how can I block out my time to deal with it so that it's reducing the amount of stress that it's causing me. So good little list there that I can refer back to. Okay, so number 4. What do I need to feel safe, held and supported when I'm experiencing stressful situations? What do I need to feel safe, held and supported when I'm experiencing stressful situations? And we'll go for 2.5 minutes on this one. What do I need to feel safe, held and supported? For me, the big one was my partner. We are very much there for each other when it comes to these stressful situations that we go through in life. And just knowing that he's there to listen to me and support me and help me through it is huge for me. But also to know that I'm there for myself. So it can be very easy to lose sight of like looking after yourself in these situations, and we spoke about that earlier. But when we're feeling stressed, we can sometimes neglect the self-care and the looking after ourselves that we need. So knowing that I'm there for myself actually is something that I need to know, that I'm safe, held and supported. I need to be there for myself, because although it's fantastic that I have my partner, if he wasn't here, if I wasn't with him, then I would need to be able to do that for myself as well. But also creating support systems and groups around you. And if you don't have friends or family that you can lean on, you can seek out these people in, communities and memberships. And, I'd mentioned this is not a plug for the True Self Society, but it does feed in very nicely. But, finding those like-minded human beings in other places, in local groups, in online groups that you can join and be surrounded by people that get it, people that get the journey that you're on, that understand the experiences that you are having. And that is what the True Self Society is, essentially. It's a group of like-minded women who come together, who are on a self-discovery and personal development journey to become their most truest version of themselves. So it wasn't a plug, but it kind of turned into one. But also my journal is a big one, and my home, knowing that I have a roof over my head and I have a safe space to be is super important. So I think it's just finding those things around you that you can call on when you need that safety, you need to be held, you need to be supported and loved. So the final prompt, and we're only going to go for a minute and a half on this one, is what am I grateful for right now? What am I grateful for right now? As I said, just going to go for a minute and a half on this one. A list. I have a long list. I talk about some of my character traits, my determination, my courage. I talk about some people. I talk about some material objects. I talk about things that I have to look forward to. But it's just nice to create a list of good things that we have in our lives and things that we're grateful for, to bring that perspective back when we're feeling that stress, when we're feeling those niggly, horrible emotions. Just to come back to gratitude can be really, really helpful. And it can feel hard sometimes, but we do always have good things in our lives, even when things are terrible. And that's not toxic positivity. That's just highlighting the fact that, when things are going really bad and things are stressing us out and things are a bit rubbish, there are, even if it's just one or two things, we can find good things in our lives. And just to bring ourselves back to that sometimes can be really, really helpful when it feels like the world is really against us. So I hope you enjoyed those prompts. Lost my words then a little bit. Yeah, I think they've been really fun. Really been, not fun, interesting. Fun is not the right word. They've been really interesting. And I've created lots of lists that I can refer back to. So as per usual, I really hope that you found the prompts and the journaling really, really helpful, and that you've got some kind of go-to methods and management tools when it comes to alleviating yourself of some stress in your life, because we all experience stress at different points in our lives, and it's just nice to have some methods and tools that we can lean on when we're feeling that way. So as per usual, if you enjoyed it, make sure you like and give us a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video with someone who might find it useful, and if you've got any topics that you want me to cover, drop them in the comments below. I am always open to suggestions, and usually what I do is I'll put a poll up on my Instagram stories, so if you're not following me over there, make sure you do, with some different topics, and then you can vote for which ones you want to see next. So I hope to see you again very soon, and take care.